Hey, it's time to level up once again. I miss you all. Good to see you. Each and every week, we want to push ourselves to a higher standard of living. I got some exciting updates coming to the channel. Starting next Wednesday, we're going to expand our team and move to a new Zion Landover channel. Put your hands together. Let's make some noise and celebrate moving. We're moving on up like the Jeffersons. So I want you to help me by clicking the subscribe button below so that you can change your channel with the new move. So that you can keep up to date with all that's going on. Some of the things that we'll be doing, as I said, we're bringing in a new team to help expand the topics and give you some new faces, some new voices, some people that are right on our campus that are really gifted and really awesome. And so I'm looking forward to that. We're going to have Pastor Joy and Ministers Davy and Monica, Minister Tucker, Alicia, Tyra, and the whole God Squad. That's what I call them. And so I want you to help me by posting some topics below in the chat room so that we can make sure that we're feeding you well. We want your spirit to be fed well. We also want to cover topics that are on your heart. So again, this week, this will be the last week that will be on this channel. If you want to stay connected, make sure you click the new subscribe button so that you can get connected with the new channel. And speaking of moving on up, I thought it would be helpful if we could talk today quickly about delayed gratification. Delayed gratification is all about sacrificing something that's pleasurable right now in the moment for something even better in the future. But how do we do that? How do we put off what we want right now for something better later? If I can be honest with you, I want what I want, and I want it now. Especially when it comes to things that I'm passionate about, like personal growth and goals and seeing my family, my children succeed. And we all know the pain of waiting for something better later. I'm going to say that again. We all know the pain of waiting for something better later. And can we say this together? We hate the wait. The wait is what hope is made of. And because while we're waiting, we're hoping that it pays off. And we know that even though it feels like we aren't getting very far right now, the weight of the future regret, the weight of the future regret is worth the wait. I mean, how many times have you jumped the gun on a purchase and then you found it on sale the next month? Or how many of us jumped into a relationship that we thought was worth it right now? We got tired of waiting and have been regretting the decision for years. So I wanted to ask this question, why should we wait? I find no pleasure in waiting. And that's the heart of the problem. All the stuff that you got to go through to get what you're hoping for. And then it's possible that you don't get it. I don't know about you, but there's nothing about that I like, that we like. God not only understands the pain, but he teaches an important principle that can help us endure the pain. It comes out of Romans chapter 5, verses 3 through 4. And Romans 5 says we can rejoice too, that when we run into problems and trials, for we know that they help us develop endurance, and endurance develops strength of character, and character strengthens our confident hope of salvation. Let me rewind that. Did you hear what it said? It says that we can rejoice when we go through trials and problems. That makes no sense. Rejoice? Like rejoice when it hurts? Is this encouraging us to be sadistic? Like there are some people who just love pain. I'm not one of them. It sounds wild until you go back and you look at Romans chapter 5, verse 2, which says, because of our faith, Christ has brought us into this place of undeserved privilege where we now stand. And we confidently and joyfully look forward to sharing God's glory. So the joy is all about what we get when we get to share God's shine. And the joy is also what happens when we go through whatever you're going through. Is producing something right now. So there are two parts that we can rejoice in, or that we're happy about. We're happy about being able to share in God's shine in the future. You know, when you go through and you graduate and you make it, and you know it was God that brought you through, man, there's no better feeling than that. But there's also something that the pain is producing right now as you go through. Let me. Man, this is so. Did y'all hear that? It's twofold. Because I asked the question, like, what's so good? Like, the verse made no sense. Why should I rejoice in pain? Because of what the pain is producing, and because of what you get to share in the future. Paul teaches that the pain of what you go through produces the fruit of making you a better person. The pain of what you're going through produces the fruit of making you better. The pain of what you're going through produces the fruit of making you better. That's the now. Because that's the issue. The issue is, what do I get right now? Because if I'm going to delay gratification, I'm going to put it off to the future. That what if I don't get what I'm hoping for in the future? Like, let me get it now, because I'm scared that if I don't get it now, I might not get it later. But this verse is teaching us that the suffering produces endurance, and the endurance produces character. That's you being better. And the character produces the hope of your salvation, which you're looking for in the future. And so the pain, what do you get right now? The more you wait, the better you become. Oh, man. Can you give me high five through the screen? Smack yourself, then smack the screen, because I won't feel it. But I'm just saying that, and listen, that's what you actually need in order to get what you're hoping for in the future. You need to be better. In other words, you need to be able to endure the delay. So how does that work in your everyday life when your child is making decisions that could jeopardize their future? Or the pressure to keep riding around in the old car. The pressure is to get a new car even though the finances are not there. You have to remember that the wait makes you better. You can put that right into YouTube in the discussion channel. The wait makes me better. And the longer you wait, the better it gets. Why? Because the pain of waiting is producing endurance, and endurance is producing character, and character is producing hope of salvation. It's like watermelon. I love watermelon. I recently bought one that looked really good. I plucked it and looked at it and said, man, this is going to be good. But when I sliced it, it didn't taste that great. And you already know why. Because it needed more time to develop. The same is true for you and I. See, it's sweeter when you get the promise, of you becoming a better person, and you get the promise of what you hope for. It makes the process so much sweeter. So don't forget, when you have to delay gratification, the pain produces the fruit of making you a better person. That's it for Level Up at Lunch today. Take a moment, hit the subscribe button, so as we move to the new Zion Landover channel, you can stay up to date and keep leveling up at lunch. God bless. I'll see you soon.